Hey, boys and girls, and welcome to today's phonics lesson. You know what that means. We got to travel to Letterland. How are you going to travel to Letterland today? I think I'm going to travel by rolling to Letterland.
Let's all go to Letterland. Let's all fly to Letterland. Let's all jump to Letterland and meet with all our friends. Let's all ride to Letterland. Let's all hop to Letterland. Let's all drive to Letterland and meet with all our friends. And meet with all our friends. See you there.
Perfect. Alrighty, so I am back to talk about, we're going to review our open syllables. So in order to review our open syllables, we have to go over our important men of Letterland, right? So we have 5 very important men in Letterland. The men that we're going to be talking about today are Mr. E, Mr. I, and then also Yo-Yo Man, because remember, Yo-Yo Man sometimes can make that I sound like Mrs. Lockie taught you last week. So there are 5 very important men in Letterland. The vowel men, okay? So Mr. E, okay? Mr. E. Everyone calls Mr. E the easy magic man because unlike you and me, he finds doing magic tricks easy. Mr. I, the ice cream man, who sells very fine ice cream. Mr. I also looks after Impy Ink. Okay, so those are who we're talking about today. We are talking about Mr. E. Okay, so he likes to say his name in words like he, eagle, and eat. We're also talking about Mr. I because he likes to say his name in words like high, ice, and island. And then we're also talking about Yellow Yo-Yo Man gets a great big free ice cream from Mr. I for taking his place and saying I for him in words like fly, my, and why. Okay, so we're actually going to go over, I'm going to share my screen again before we get started with the work behind me. So, okay. So remember, this is Mr. E. Okay.
Mr. E likes to say his name in words like he, we, and she. You'll see Mr. E frequently. He goes out walking with friends, and he even appears when magic sparks land on him. Sometimes he just feels like saying his name. Each week, Mr. E can be seen in the east of Letterland, meeting emus, egrets, and eagles. With the cool breeze and the pleasing scenery, he says he feels happy and free.
Alrighty. So before we go on to our activity behind us, I also want to go over Mr. I. So
the Letterland vowels are special, as they share their letter shape with another Letterlander. Impy Ink shares his letter shape with Mr. I, the ice cream man. He says his name I in words like iron, island, and idea. You'll see Mr. I from time to time. He goes out walking with friends, and he even appears when magic sparks land on him. Sometimes he just feels like saying his name. It's a nice day today. The sun is shining on the island. Mr. I has had a bright idea. He has come to sell his ice creams at the seaside. Ice creams always sell well on fine days. Do you like ice cream?
Alrighty, so remember that's Mr. I. He says his name, I. Mr. E says his name, E. Then we also have Yellow Yo-Yo Man.
Mr. I is in lots of words saying his name, I. But he gets dizzy at the end of words. He doesn't like it. So he asked Yellow Yo-Yo Man for his help. Yellow Yo-Yo Man is very happy to take Mr. I's place and I for him. To say thank you, Mr. I gives him a big ice cream every time. It's July in Letterland. It's warm and dry. Yellow Yo-Yo Man is happily saying I for Mr. I. But that little boy has started to cry. I wonder why. I think he was flying that kite. I hope Yellow Yo-Yo Man will try to help him too.
Alrighty. So now we're going to do our open syllables activity. So I want you to make sure that you get your notebook and a pencil because I want you to do this with me. So we are talking about those open syllables that have that E sound and the open syllables that have I or Y. Okay, so for open syllables for E, think of a word. What's a word that says E but has that open syllable in it? That's right, the word me. Me. E. This says E because it's an open syllable, so it's Mr. E, okay? What else? Good job. We. We is another open syllable E word. What else? We're going to build two more words. That's right. She. That's an open syllable with that E saying E-E instead of eh. It's not sh, eh, she, or we, or meh. It's me, we, and she. What else? That's right, the word be. I like to be at school, so be is another open syllable with E. Now, looking at these open syllables with I or Y. What's the only word with an open syllable that has I? That's right. That's the word hi. Hi. That's right. Hi. What else? What about some of these open syllable words for Y? I just gave you one. That's right. The word why. Why are you upset today? Good. What else? Right. Fly, the bird was flying. You can see the fly on the table. What else? That's right. The word my is also a Y word. So this is review. These are your open syllables for the letter E, Mr. E, and then you have your open syllables for I and Y. Now, if you came up with extra words, you better write those down, take a picture of it, and upload it onto Seesaw for myself or Mrs. Salaki to see. If you need to, you can come back and rewatch this lesson. If not, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye, boys and girls.